Walk any used car lot in America right now, and you'll see the same pattern. A crowd of buyers circling a base model Toyota or Honda, checking mileage, comparing trims, haggling over $1,000, and 3 parking spots away, sitting untouched, is a fully loaded luxury SUV. Leather seats, panoramic roof, a sound system that costs more than some of these buyers' down payments. It has a price drop sticker on the windshield. Nobody has looked at it in weeks. Here's the part that should bother you. That luxury SUV isn't sitting there because something is wrong with it. It's sitting there because of a number. The badge on the hood tells buyers a story, and that story has nothing to do with what's actually happening under the metal. This is the blind spot in the used car market. Depreciation doesn't track reliability. It doesn't track engineering. It tracks 2 things only: age and brand perception. And right now, that gap has opened wider than it has in years on a very specific list of vehicles. Today, we're breaking down 5 luxury SUVs, all under $15,000, where the badge has crushed the resale value far harder than the mechanics ever justified. In several cases, we're talking about a $30,000 gap between what these vehicles cost new and what they're selling for right now, with the same drivetrain, the same components, and in some cases, better long-term reliability data than the vehicles outselling them on the same lot. We'll rank all 5 by the size of that gap, smallest to largest. We'll show you exactly what's under the hood, what it shares with vehicles already proven over hundreds of thousands of miles, and precisely what to inspect before you buy, down to the dollar amount if something needs fixing. And the last one on this list, the gap isn't just the biggest on this countdown, it's one of the widest we found in this entire market segment. Stay with us for that one. Let's get into it. Here's the rule that explains all 5 of these deals. A brand new luxury SUV loses value the fastest in its first 3 years, no matter what's under the hood. That's the depreciation curve doing its job. But underneath a lot of these luxury nameplates is a mainstream platform, the same engine, the same transmission, sometimes the same factory, wearing a different badge and a nicer interior. When the badge loses its shine, the price collapses. The engineering underneath does not. That mismatch is the entire opportunity on this list. Number 5, the Acura MDX, model years 2010 through 2014. New, this SUV carried a sticker price north of $43,000 in its top trim. Today, a clean example with 80 to 100,000 miles is selling between $10,500 and $14,500. That's roughly $30,000 in depreciation on a vehicle that still has 3-row seating, Honda's SHAWD torque vectoring system, and a technology package that included adaptive cruise and forward collision warning years before those features were common. Under the hood is Honda's 3.5-liter J35 V6, the same engine family that has powered Odyssey minivans and pilots past 250,000 miles with nothing but routine maintenance. Before you buy one, check 3 things. Inspect the 3rd-row mechanism for wear, since it takes more abuse than any other part of a family SUV. Watch for a slight vibration at highway speed, a symptom tied to the VCM cylinder deactivation system on 2010 to 2013 models. And check all 3 rows of heated seats, since the heating elements commonly fail on higher mileage units. None of these are expensive fixes. All of them are useful negotiating leverage. Number 4, the Infiniti QX70, sold before 2014 as the FX35 and FX37, model years 2009 through 2013. This is the one most buyers walk straight past, and that's exactly why the gap here is bigger than on the MDX. It's built on Nissan's rear-wheel drive FM platform, the same architecture underneath the 3.7 OZ sports car. The VQ35 and VQ37 V6 engines in this SUV landed on Ward's list of the 10 best engines in the world for 10 consecutive years. A 2010 to 2013 QX70 with 90 to 120,000 miles is currently priced between $9,000 and $14,500 against an original sticker near $45,000. Before buying, check oil levels and look for blue smoke on cold start, since early VQ35 units can burn a small amount of oil. Listen for clunking from the rear suspension over rough pavement, which points to worn rear differential bushings, roughly a $400 fix. And test the infotainment screen, since the older generation navigation systems are known for hard drive failures. If you've been keeping a mental tally of these depreciation numbers so far, drop your guess in the comments for how big the gap gets by the time we hit number 1. It's larger than most people expect. Number 3, the Lincoln MKX, model years 2011 through 2015. Underneath the badge, this is a Ford Edge sharing the same platform, the same 3.7-liter naturally aspirated V6 producing 305 horsepower, and the same 6-speed automatic transmission Ford had already refined over years of production. What Lincoln added was a nicer cabin, active noise cancellation, and a THX certified audio system. A clean 2012 or 2013 all-wheel drive model with under 90,000 miles is currently priced between $9,000 and $13,000. 3 things to check before buying. The power transfer unit on all-wheel drive models is a known weak point if the fluid hasn't been changed roughly every 30,000 miles, so pull the dipstick and check for a milky or metallic appearance. If the vehicle has air suspension, let it sit overnight and check for sag in one corner by morning, since a failed compressor runs about $600 to replace, and check the panoramic roof seals for moisture along the headliner, a cosmetic issue, but a useful one to negotiate on. Number 2, the Cadillac SRX, but only the 2013 to 2016 models equipped with the 3.6-liter V6. The earlier 2.8-liter turbocharged version had real reliability problems, and it does not belong on this list. The 3.6-liter LFX engine is a different story entirely. It's the same engine found in the Camaro, the ATS, the CTS, and the Impala, and General Motors has trusted it across that many nameplates for a reason. A loaded 2014 SRX carried a sticker price around $52,000. Today, that same vehicle with around 85,000 miles sells for $10,500 to $13,500. That's a $38,000 gap on an SUV that still has Bose audio, ventilated seats, and navigation. Watch for 2 things. A rattling noise on cold start can indicate early timing chain stretch, typically showing up after 90,000 miles if oil changes were inconsistent, and it runs about $1,200 to address. And check the A-pillar area of the headliner for water staining, since clogged sunroof drain tubes are a common and cheap fix if caught early. And that brings us to number 1, the Lexus RX 350, model years 2010 through 2015. This is the single largest depreciation gap on this entire list, and it isn't close. New, a loaded 2012 RX 350 carried a sticker price around $47,000. Today, that same vehicle, all-wheel drive, navigation, panoramic roof, heated and ventilated seats, sells for $11,000 to $14,500 with 80 to 100,000 miles. That's a $33,000 collapse in value on a vehicle built around Toyota's 2GR-FE V6, the same engine family found in the Highlander, the Camry, and the Sienna, paired with the U660E 6-speed automatic, a transmission with a documented track record across millions of Toyota and Lexus vehicles. Compare that to a similarly priced 2012 BMW X5 from the same era. Where the Lexus typically shows up for routine oil changes, the X5 carries a documented pattern of coolant system repairs, electrical faults, air suspension, compressor failures, and transfer case service, adding up to a real difference in ownership cost over time. Before buying an RX 350, check 4 things. Confirm whether the dashboard cracking recall on 2010 to 2014 models in hot climates has been addressed. Listen for a rapid ticking sound on cold start that clears within 20 seconds, a sign of VVVTi gear wear that's manageable if it disappears cleanly, but worth walking away from if it doesn't. Test the navigation screen for lag, since 2010 to 2012 models use a hard drive-based system prone to failure. And if the model has rear self-leveling suspension, let it sit for 30 minutes and check for sag, since a failed height control actuator runs $600 to $800. One more thing worth its own line. If you need 3-row seating, this generation of RX won't give it to you. Look at the RXL or a Highlander instead. Here's the pattern across all 5 of these vehicles. The depreciation curve is punishing the badge, not the engineering. And markets like this don't stay inefficient forever. Once enough buyers notice the gap, prices correct, the same way they eventually did with other overlooked used vehicles that quietly built a reputation before everyone caught on. If you've owned one of these 5, or you're currently cross-shopping one, tell us which one in the comments. It helps shape which vehicles we cover next. Subscribe for the next breakdown in this series, where we find the vehicles the market is currently getting wrong.